The Portland Timbers start 2026 off on the right foot, taking down the Columbus Crew, who have the second most points in MLS over the last 3 seasons, 3-2 in their season opener. It was the 250th home game here at Providence Park through their 16-year MLS history, and it had the perfect exclamation point.
This ball played in, Kelsey, down ahead to him, loose ball, Lassiter, Ariel Lassiter for the lead.
I just said to them at the end, I felt that the players that came on, Kamal, Ari, Smith, Zhao, and Kelsey, I actually felt they won us the game.
Well, for us, as far as wingers go, wanted to be high and wide to be able to stretch their back line, their back five. So on both sides of the left and the right, ideally it was for me to get high and wide and get runs in behind and threaten and try to go 1v1 as much as possible. Thankfully the ball was just sitting up, laying right there for me and able to tuck it away.
All 3 of the Timbers' new signings got the start in this game, and I want to dedicate an entire segment to Cole Bassett here in a second. But first, let's talk about Brandon Bai and Alex Bonateg. Bonateg was labeled as somebody that was very comfortable on the ball, and we saw that on multiple occasions. In the first half, I remember he Cruyff-turned 2 Columbus players coming onto him when they were pressing, and overall, that is sort of a skill that Timbers have not really had at center back in some time. Brandon Bai at right back, I thought should have had an assist in the first half when he had a low cross in front that Gage Guetta or Anthony could have put home. And then in the second half, in the defensive 6-yard box, he frankly saved a goal. A Columbus player just needed a toe poke, but Brandon Bai got in the way.
What I thought was really important tonight was to give the new players their debuts at Providence Park, because I think it's important for them to sample what it's like to be a Portland Timbers player. And, I think Cole, I've looked at Cole all pre-season, and he's probably like, we're in Coachella, and he's probably looked around and thought, like, really, what's this club all about? And I think he's experienced tonight what this club's all about. And I think that was really important for Bonateg and for Brandon Bai as well. So I think that was my reasoning behind that.
Cole Bassett will show up in the box score in his Timbers debut with a nice through ball assist for Anthony's goal. Side note, it was great to see Anthony score sort of a stereotypical right winger goal going cross body with his dominant right foot, considering he is most comfortable on the left wing. But with Velde out left, David Acosta through the middle, and Anthony on the right could be the future of this tack later in 2026. Back on Cole Bassett. Beyond just the assist, he feels like a mosquito to blood. He is always where the ball is, and Phil Neville defined it best. He does not have a role. He is simply a midfielder.
I can't wait to see his running data, because I honestly felt after 30 minutes, I thought at half time he's going to need something to get him off the field. He was running that much. The second half, he was equally as good. I really believe he's a top player. I really did. I think his performance tonight was outstanding. I think he was probably our best player, probably. And he's a multifunctional midfield player. He's a throwback. People talk. I think modern day football, where people are saying now, oh, he's a 6 or he's an 8. I see him as a central midfield player.
A lot of the conversation before a ball was even kicked in this game was Gage Guetta getting the start. And Phil Neville joked he actually knew his starting 11 on Wednesday, even though he told the media otherwise. My feelings are not hurt, but it was still a surprise to see Guetta in the starting lineup, considering he's played less than 150 minutes in his MLS career to date. Phil Neville reasoned this through the partnership that Felipe Mora and Gage Guetta had. Guetta did ultimately get an assist, even though it seemed unintentional on somewhat of a scuffed volley chance. But what Guetta does have is he is such a willing runner. You need more than one hand to count how many times he'll go at a 30-yard sprint to chase down a ball just to keep possession or to pressure the Columbus back line. Guetta certainly has a place in this squad. Do I think he'll start the majority games of the season at striker? No. I think once David Acosta comes back, that would sort of be the partnership of Acosta as the number 10 and Kevin Kelsey at striker. But one thing I do want to give Kelsey is that he was instrumental on the game-winning goal. That is a header for a 6'4" striker that was about waist height. So to put that on a platter for Ari Lassiter was so impressive. But to that partnership, here's what Phil Neville said about the starting choice.
I think him and Gage are a partnership. Kelsey and Velde are a partnership, I think, and that's what we learnt in pre-season. And Kevin didn't get left out tonight because of his performances in pre-season. He just got left out because of the partnership that we feel is probably better at this moment in time with Gage. And so we're pleased for Pipe. Great to get his goal. And, when Pipe scores, he goes on a run of scoring goals. So we're looking forward to that.
This was a Portland team that in the final 24 games of the season after a really hot start, averaged less than a goal per game. So to get 3 in a season opener, and there was some really bloated scorelines all across the Western Conference tonight, it's such a great sign to see for this Timbers side. Did they deserve to win? Maybe not, considering how well Columbus played in the opening 30 minutes of the second half. But great teams find a way, and Portland to start the season opener and now go 6 unbeaten against the Columbus Crew is such a great start to the campaign, and now they go on the road against the Colorado team, which they took down 3-0 last year.
I thought, did we deserve to win? I think it could have gone either way. I'm just pleased that it fell our way.
That'll do it for the first post-game report of 2026. You can find these all season long across social media platforms, but specific coverage of the Timbers, you of course can find on the Timber Review Patreon. Final thing, shout out to Diego Chara. 400th start for the Portland Timbers, and he made a number of good plays, specifically backtracking on a potential Columbus counterattack late in the game, where moments later, Portland was able to score. That'll do it. Final score, 3-2 from Providence Park.